What's up, people? Hotep Jesus, I am here. I am back. You know, we always here to bring y'all the truth, bringing y'all them red pills at a free 99 discount. And today I got a very, very special guest for y'all. I met these brothers at the TPUSA Black Conservative secret covert meeting with Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, and Brandon Tatum, David Harris, Leo Dunson. The names go on. But we were supposed to meet up a while and do this interview. Schedules got crossed, but we are here now. We able to schedule this thing last minute, and we are here now. I'd like to introduce to y'all the Hayes brothers. Hayes brothers, what's up, yo?
Going on? What's going on?
What's going on? What's up?
I just want everybody to know these brothers are. Where y'all from?
We North Carolina.
They like to say North Kakalaki, you know, we from the east side.
All right, so they from North Carolina. These brothers are in the deep backwoods. So if you have an issue with the Wi-Fi, just please bear with us, y'all. But you know, we were talking before, and you know, we should still be able to have a great conversation here. I just want everybody to be patient with us. So the first thing I want to start off with, I see y'all with a lot of guns, and
yeah,
I'm a two-way advocate myself. Go ahead and tell me like what's y'all thing? You know, I always see y'all Instagram with y'all guns. What's that about?
I mean, personally, I speak for myself. I always was into guns, even when I was younger, but I was never into the point of, it was more like hunting. Got into guns from hunting, came up with guns in the house. We always knew where they were. But when it came to automatic weapons, I was kind of wary back in my earlier years. And as I got older, like basically went to the military, came back, all that, started getting into the AR platform and everything. I was like, man, ain't nothing wrong with these. It's like, it's a single shot rifle. You shoot it, one bullet come out, you shoot it again, semi-automatic. Nothing wrong with that. Started getting older and was like, well, shoot, they trying to take away these rights. These are rights that we had to protect ourselves from criminals, from a tyrannical government. That's really what it was set up for. And you see the people trying to take the rights away, and that didn't sit well with me. So I'm going to buy as many as I can just to piss the government off.
Exactly. And we still, even with that being said, we still did not realize that our platform was more conservative, more right-leaning than midway or left. We didn't even realize that even with that mindset. Like I said, my aspect has always been, hey, look, I like the guns. I love the guns for the protection aspect and for the entertainment aspect of it. I mean, it's just fun. You know, a lot of people talk about guns that most people have input that have never even held a gun, never even shot a gun, and never even had a thought of even purchasing a gun. They're usually the most outspoken ones on the gun, on the topic of a gun, but they never even get taking the time to do anything with it. So, I mean, I think that's a big issue that we have. But like I said, we didn't even know that our ideals were more right leaning. We were just like, we down for the gun.
But really, you growing up in the country, guns everywhere. Everybody got guns. So being in the country versus being in the city, I mean, it's a whole lot different out here. Like, we don't look at guns as a bad thing right off bat.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you didn't know that you were conservative. What did you think you were?
Black.
So you just identified as some black country boys, and that's it.
Pretty.
Yeah, I mean, we always thought of ourselves as Democrats because that's how we was taught to vote growing up. We always thought we had to vote Democrat because that was the platform that was for us, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
But then we go back and start looking at history, and it's like,
when did that moment happen for you?
When
did that moment happen that you realized, like, hold up, I'm actually conservative?
I believe it happened for me personally speaking. During the 2016 election, that's pretty much when it happened for me, like during the primaries or whatnot. You know, I start actually looking into some stuff because I mean, when you're in high school and grade school and stuff, you just going through the motions or whatnot. You ain't really caring so much about all that, you know. But once you get out, stuff get real. You know what I'm saying? Life get real. So I start actually paying attention to politics a little bit more, and I start looking at platforms and whatnot. And I'm like, hold up. I'm looking at these different platforms, and my ideals kind of more so lean up with what will be a Republican versus a Democrat. So it's like, man, let me actually start looking into this stuff, because this stuff seemed real, you know. And I'm like, I start looking at different things. Like, we're looking at abortion, we're looking at rights as far as guns is concerned, security, speech, and different things like that. And I'm like, hold up, man, this ain't cutting it. They've been telling us the Democrats is for us, but this ain't lining up. You know what I'm saying? So I started looking into that. In 2016 election, man, it blew my mind. And that's just me personally.
It's about the same thing with me, because it's like always growing up through school and everything. I always liked history. History was like my favorite subject. I loved it.
I did not.
I did not put two and two together and realize that, dog, the school system lying to me. And I felt stupid when I finally woke up. It was like, dang, all these years I've been following this ideology that's been a lie. But basically, my whole life, we've been conservative. We just didn't know it.
Didn't know it.
A lot of people would say that the black community internally is conservative, but externally, when we show up at the ballot box, somehow the signal gets crossed. And we end up voting Democrat. And it seems like we end up voting against our interests overwhelmingly. You know, like something like over 90% of us vote Democrat. Did y'all vote for Barack Obama?
Oh, I voted for him both times.
I wasn't able to vote the first time, but the second time around, there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to vote for the first black president of the United States.
2008, I graduated in 2008. I decided to sign up for the military. I was like, yeah, I'm going to the military under the first black president. Ain't no way I ain't voting for him. I'm going to vote for him. Yeah. I'm going to vote for him. And when I got kicked out, I kept voting for him.
Do you regret that now?
I try to say that I don't. I try to not to regret. Yeah, have regrets from my past situations, because I look at life like, you know, every situation in my life, it pretty much shapes and molds me into being the individual that I am. Plays into having me where I am today, my thought process and everything. So I don't want to per se I regret it now. If I knew what I knew now, obviously I wouldn't have done it. But I wouldn't say that I regret doing it, because now I can look back and say, hey, and tell other people when in my approach and talking to other people, I can be more firm in my approach and say, I did this. This is why you shouldn't do this. You know,
we can admit that it was a stupid decision.
It was stupid. Very stupid.
If Barack Obama ran against Trump right now, who would you vote for?
Oh, Trump, no doubt.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God. Yeah, without a doubt, man. I ain't even got to think on that one. Like,
anybody that leaves my guns alone, I'm pretty much down with you to an extent.
So the black community will call you all types of names for that. What? How can you justify that decision to choose Trump over your black brother Obama?
Hey, because we ain't voting for colors.
Exactly.
We ain't voting for colors. That was a mistake we making. That we voting for colors, and we look at your system. Look at your daggone city state. Look at what's going on in your community when you vote for color. You're dying. Mm-hmm. It's too much evidence out there showing that it's a bad idea.
Yeah, it becomes like a principle over party precept, man. When you think of it, because like when you're looking at the party, you just looking at Democrat, and then lies are being implemented into it as well. So I say Democrat, that means nothing to me. But now I look at policies that are being implemented behind this party. Now it's like, okay, Obama linked to the Democratic Party, linked to all these policies that aren't really for us, as we've been lied to all these years. So you got to look deeper than what the name is being displayed on the surface. You know, you got to look deeper than that. That's why I tell people that throwing those names around, Coons, Uncle Tom's, which is not even
and with the Uncle Tom
accurate
thing, yeah, you ain't even read the book. You call me Uncle Tom, you ain't read the book. No, you ain't read the book.
Why you say that?
Exactly. That's one thing. Harry beat your store, read it. That's why I tell people that say Coon and Uncle Tom, read the book.
You ain't read who Uncle Tom was. Uncle Tom was the man.
Why was Uncle Tom the man? For the people that don't know, why do you think Uncle Tom was the man? Why do you think the story of Uncle Tom, you say he's like this hero? What makes you say that?
You said, why was he the man?
Yeah. Yes.
Because after reading the book, you realize that Uncle Tom was the only man that stood on his principles throughout the whole book. He was the only man that would not go against his principles on anything.
Exactly. Facts.
Okay, so now let me ask you this other question. And so we talked about Trump versus Obama. You got a little bit of lag over there?
Yeah, we got a lag over here.
Yeah, we got a little lag going on. Right. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're gonna work through it. So we talked about Trump versus Obama. I wanted to get real specific on this. What specifically is the difference between Trump's administration policies and Obama's administration policies?
You want to take that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, when you're looking at it from a constitutional standpoint, when you're looking at it from a constitutional standpoint, you can see the platform that Trump's standing on versus the platform Obama was standing on. So Trump, he's and people look at it like it's a bad thing when you say, look at nationalism, and I see how they can get those lines blurred. But when you saying America first, you got to go back to what are the principles that America was brought down upon. Now, constitutionally, we're looking at free speech, that precept. So during the Obama administration, you got things being implemented that is getting into people's free speech, shutting the organizations down. People that are more conservative, you can see how they were censored. The censorship under him got real crazy, shutting different organizations and stuff down, shutting their speech down under him. Now, Trump, even with the media blasting him as much as they do, he comes out and says at his rallies, hey, we got to deal with it. We got to live with it. I don't like it, but we got to live with it. He's for free speech, freedom of speech, no matter what it is. Okay, you're going on a platform of Second Amendment. Now, during the Obama administration, there was a point in time before he left office where they were trying to talk about implementing like a fingerprint scan or something for guns. That's way more regulations on guns than we like to see. Obviously, we don't like to see any, but yeah, Trump says, hey, we're going to keep the Second Amendment. We're going to keep the guns for all, whatever, we're good. Second Amendment, 2A, he's down for it. That's two. Now we go into looking at what's another amendment that we got. Our freedom,
Fourth Amendment.
Security. Yeah. When we're talking about freedom of security, I mean, you look at that goes back to Obama again. He was all for getting into everybody's business. I mean, as far as the internet and stuff is concerned.
Now, Trump kind of iffy. He a little bit more left on it than
he is. Like him to be. Yeah, than I would like him to be, but still,
it's way better than it was.
It's way better than it was. Yeah, exactly. So there are a lot of issues now on the platform, just the platform basis, that you can see differences between Obama and Trump. Now, a lot of people are just looking at specifically past actions. Now, we don't even have anything to go off of with Obama. Well, you can if you dig it up with Obama's past actions. So when comparing the two, it's kind of hard to do. Trump was a public figure before he even became president. Now, Obama, he just came out of nowhere. So trying to make that comparison is kind of unfair to Trump because he was a public figure before. So everybody knew his dirt, even though everybody was for him before he ran for president. Obama, he came out the woodwork. So we got to look at policies and we got to compare it to the Constitution.
Protection of Americans is another thing. Like Obama didn't seem like he cared about Americans. He was all about foreigners coming into the country. Now, Trump, he's more about protecting who's already here. That's one of the biggest differences I see.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Some conservatives would say that Obama had a very similar policy to Trump as far as it came to borders. We got Obama on record saying he wanted tighter borders. So when they try to say like this whole, like you saw with the kids down in the camps or whatever, that stuff started under Obama. For anybody in the chat that wants to ask the Hayes brothers a question, just go ahead and pop in the super chat, and I'll go ahead and ask them that here live on the stream. Let's take a bit of a backward step here. Let's talk about the TPUSA event, right? How did you feel about
TPUSA?
Yeah, how did you feel about that Black retreat before and then after?
Before, I'm gonna speak for myself. I was kind of scared, to be honest with you. I was kind of scared because anytime you get a bunch of Black people together, in my experience, it becomes a white man bashing program. I didn't want that to happen. And I didn't want it to seem like the whole identity politics deal, because it's easy to slide into. It's real easy to slide into when you get into a setting like that, because everything is about black, 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 and it is not about the collective good. That's what I was afraid of. But afterwards, I was reassured that that ain't the case.
Definitely, yeah, me too, man. It was going into it blind. It's like, all right, what are we getting into? What are we getting ourselves into now? Like we like you said, we get into a room we got a bunch of black folks here. Like, what's about to go down? We're gonna have to put, we're gonna have to start throwing some fists up in here or what? Like, what's gonna go down, But once you get in there and start hearing people talking, man, it's like, okay, they really are like-minded to this extent, and we might have different ideas on how to reach a solution, but we all pretty much got the same end goal in mind. For the most part, we got the same end goal in mind. So
it wasn't a group think party.
Yeah, it was not a group think party at all.
Keep your own opinions in there and talk about them, and it was good dialogue.
Definitely. It was productive, to say the least, man. Definitely productive. So I mean, coming out of there, I'm like, I got a whole new outlook on, like, you're not in this alone. You come out there knowing that it's other people that think like you, is other people that actually do research and have information that can help you out and help you to be a more productive individual as well. So, I mean, I came out of there like, hey, ready to go, ready to do more research, ready to talk to more people about, what's real versus what's fake, man. I was ready. So, and I said, we've been doing that. And we try to reach the younger community more so than older people, because a lot of old people are kind of set in their ways. But, it's all about getting the truth out there, man. So, yeah, after the TPUSA event, man, we've been on a whole nother level.
Yeah. So how do you feel about when people say, I'm going to go ahead and include myself in this because I was at the event and we're all partners in this thing. But how do you feel when people say we are just Charlie Kirk's slaves? Or we
calling names? Are we calling names?
Yeah,
we ain't name dropping.
They might say, people might say, Charlie Kirk is just using you. You guys are just pawns in this whole thing. What do you say about that?
Well, I call them racist right off the bat, because like you looking at us like we slaves just because we partner with a white dude. Like, what's the problem with it? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with coming together with people of different colors and backgrounds? What's wrong with that? And the end goal, ain't it what we all supposed to be working towards anyway?
Yeah, it to me, it becomes a conversation of perception and a conversation of terminology, because you can say, I can ask you, do you have a job? Where do you work? Where are you employed? Okay, you do this for, okay, you have a good and a service that you distribute for this individual or whatnot, and he pays you for it or whatnot. So I can say, okay, in that sense, he's using you as well. I didn't get paid for going to the TPUSA event or whatever. I mean, I ain't on Charlie Kirk payroll for one. So as far as using me, I'm a free man, dude. I got my own thoughts and I'll do it as I wish. So he's not using me. And if you want to say he's using me, that's just a term that you're using. Okay, you can say he's using me, but okay, in the same, I'm using him too then.
How would you say you use it? If he's using you, how are you using him? What do black people get out of this?
We get our voice out. You know what I'm saying? Just like people can say, oh, Hotep, don't get those Hayes brothers on there. You see their platform is smaller than yours. You're bringing them on and they're just using you. What are you getting out of this? Outreach. People that know us is watching you right now saying, oh snap, this Hotep cat is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about networking. It's all about communication. So in that sense, we all using each other, man. Exactly. If that's the terminology they want to use, we all using each other. We use each other every day. Every day we using each other. You know what I'm saying? So in one way or another, we all using each other. So, and whether you say, the thing is your goal, is your end goal, that of a self is coming, if it's coming out of a self-centered place, you know what I'm saying? Because if we all got the same end goal, my end goal isn't self-centered. You know what I'm saying? My end goal is to reach as many people as I can, wake as many people as I can up to truth versus what we've been lied to about for so many years, So say what you will.
So if Charlie Kirk is listening, or if any other politician is out there listening and would like to put Hotep Jesus on their payroll, I am available for hire.
Use my brother. Use him.
You can use me.
Which you're able.
Use me. You know what I'm saying? Use Hotep Jesus. I don't mind. As long as the checks, as long as the checks don't bounce, you know what I mean? I'm good as an ounce.
Exactly. Don't
But
act like
right on, my
they
brother.
trying to make no money. I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm employed. You gonna be employed one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I don't
Whether
care.
you gonna break your back or you ain't. One of the two.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta eat, man. We gotta eat.
That's how I feel. It's like, you know, everybody, you know, black people, they say, oh, you working for this? And you go, y'all going to work for white people too. You know what I mean? The difference is, if I were to get a check from the right, at least I'd be doing what I love. You know what I mean?
There you go.
You know, that's how I look at this thing. We got a super chat. $20 super chat. It says, thank you and God bless. Great discussion from Harvey Reed. Dang, that's a big super chat. Harvey Reed, thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's real love right there. That's real love.
Is he white? Is it a white man?
I can't tell.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
I got a lot of white people that support me. You know, when, you know, I got a lot of black people that, you know, don't like my alignment with the right. And the funny thing is, when I wasn't aligned with the right and I was just Hotep, I still got pushback from the.
Oh, they was fine.
No, I had still got pushback. They were still like, they didn't like what I was saying. That's how you know it's not about being aligned with white people.
Yeah.
It's it's the actual policy, the self accountability, self responsibility they didn't like. But the funny thing is, they never supported me. My support group was really small, really small. It was just very small. Like, I could literally, at one point, I could write down the names of everybody that supported me. You know, and now with the explosion of the right, there's no way I could do that. You know?
No way.
I could do that.
Yeah, that's what I think it is, man. I really believe, like, it's fear. It's fear from other black people saying, you're gonna mess up my hookup. Like, I've been here, I've been doing good. I've been sitting here with my hands out. They've been putting stuff in my hand just because of my skin color. And I can call for racism anytime I want to. I can call Al Sharpton. I can call the daggone. I can go into www.helpmeI'mBlack.com and get whatever I want. But you finna mess that up because you're gonna make it mandatory that I have to go and get my own. I got to go out there and do something instead of just waiting for people to put stuff in my hand. And it's scary to go out there and be on your own and do your own thing. It's scary if you ain't been doing it. If you've been living off the system your whole life, it's kind of hard. Yeah,
you know, the Hoteps, our movement has not changed our philosophy at all. We've always
been told you now.
We've always been quote unquote pro-black, right? And I hate using that term now because it's just it almost means nothing now. But
true.
What I found was, even when we're honest about that, white people still donate to our cause. They still support us by purchasing our merch. And as a matter of fact, I remember when we first dropped our Hotep tees, our first 5 buyers, 90% were or first 10 buyers, 90% were white, you know, which is, I was like, yeah, you're wearing this black pharaoh on your shirt. And it's just like, it's just like, there's a show. You know what I mean? So my question is, I've surmised that black people fear that if they support another black group, they might get ahead of them. And it seems like we're all trying to fight for the same spot, but I feel like there's plenty of spots for everybody. It's almost like the Michael Jordan syndrome, where everybody want to be the man instead of somebody playing Pippen, somebody playing Steve Kerr, somebody being Dennis Rodman. Like, Dennis Rodman had no problem just getting the rebounds and passing the ball. And I know that without Dennis Rodman grabbing them rebounds, they don't dominate that season as well as they do, you know? But of course, Michael Jordan's the man, but it seems like everybody wants to be Jordan. If they can't be Jordan, then they don't want to be on the team. How do y'all feel about that concept? Am I correct in that?
I think you are, man, 100%, really, because I think really it comes to the point because everybody have the actual ability to be Jordan, not in this season. You know, I feel like, you know, obviously we got people in history history shows the leaders, and there's always going to be followers. But when we look at it from a monetary standpoint, man, there's enough paper to go around, like, and come back so unlimitedly. So that's what a lot of people look at. I want to be on this platform so I can make this paper, but this dude coming in here trying to steal my shine, so that's going to take away from my monetary gain. And you can't look at it like that, because it's enough from a monetary standpoint. It's enough bread to go out there to go around, man. So we can't look at it like that. Like you said, we got to look at it from okay, I may not be a leader right now, but eventually I may get to that spot if I keep working my way up. Exactly. It's all about networking, man. Hey, if I meet this person, I don't have to try to steal their spot. I just stay with them, do what I can for them, and however they can help me, cool. You know, help them to help me, that's cool. But I just got to know my place for right now.
Exactly. To be a good leader, you got to be a good follower first. If you don't know how to follow nobody, you cannot lead. You can't do it. You can't do it, because it's always going to be all about you. You got to be able to serve other people. You got to be able to follow somebody else and learn. Because if I'm under this dude and I learn from him, sooner or later, it's gonna sound wrong, he gonna either die or he gonna get sick. Something's gonna happen, and somebody's gonna have to be there that knows how to do what he did. And if I was under him and learn what he learned, I'm gonna be the next guy in line anyway. It's gonna happen. And even if it don't, you can still impart the knowledge to other people. You can still be a help to somebody else.
So a lot of black people
gotta be helping others.
A lot of black people say that conservatism, the conservative right, and Donald Trump won't or can't help black people. What's your response to that?
Hey, my response is, what do you have to lose?
I feel like this, man. Can't nobody be helped if they don't want to be helped. If you want to be helped, you can be helped. It's up to you whether you want to help or not. Somebody can come by with a boat. You on a platform, sitting here telling, so you waiting for somebody else to come by, and somebody on a boat coming to help you. But just because that man is somebody that you don't like, you ain't gonna take the help, so you're gonna drown. And
it goes into perception once again as well, because what you gotta look at what does helping mean to you. You know, because a lot of people get their lives burned on what helping is. Now, us person, now that we're seeing things in a different light now, we're seeing that you helping me is putting me in a position where I can help myself. You know, not giving me stuff. You can set things up. We're a law-abiding country. We got to abide by the law. We're supposed to anyway. So set things up so I can help myself. You know, I don't need you to just be constantly coming and putting myself in my stuff in my hand to the point where I am now dependent upon you.
Give a man a fish.
Give a man a fish.
Eat
for a day.
Teach a man to fish.
Teach a man to fish.
That just won't never need to call you again.
He ain't calling you no more.
Exactly. I feel like I really like that answer. It's very similar to my response to it. My response is, I'm not looking for Donald Trump, conservatives or right wing to help black people. We're aligned with them because the Democratic Party, the left wing, is so toxic that we almost have no choice but to, join forces. It's almost that old idiom where they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
My enemy is my friend.
There you go.
And that's what I think black people don't get. They think like we're aligning with them to get something for black people. And it's not that. Really what we want is just to align with them to push policies that could help us or get rid of policies that are hurting us. Like
there you go.
Planned Parenthood. They got this big billboard. I think it was in California where they made abortion seem like a spa day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also the Republican Party was a platform that was built by and for us. And people need to understand that. They need to understand that the left wing Democratic Party was the ones that created Jim Crow. They're the ones that was opposed slavery, and I think that people have to understand these things. And then there's that other lie that the party switched. And I'd like to say parties didn't switch, black people switch for free fried chicken as a metaphor. The Democrats said, you know what? We're going to stop being blatantly racist. We're going to start handing out fried chicken. And then the votes just switched almost overnight. Yeah, they went covert with it.
Yeah, true.
And it worked.
Exactly. They played it smart. So let's change gears a little bit here.
Actually, no, I got one more question on this. Some people say that the right and the left are controlled by the same entity. What do you have to say about that?
Oh boy.
Well, when you say right and left, then it gets to the point where I'm thinking, see, there's so many
different layers to that.
Yeah,
so many different layers.
There are layers in the terminology. Once again, it's like, okay, when we say right, left, are we talking conservative, liberal? Are we talking Democrat, Republican? What are we talking? Because obviously we know that there are individuals in the two-party system that can be controlled, and we know because it's a lucrative system, so it's money flowing through it, and money can change a person's perception on different things and get them to do things that they normally wouldn't do. We already know money got power behind it. Now, when we're talking about the parties, there are more than two parties, obviously, but the echo chamber that has been implemented into society, it's like a tunnel, man. It's like tunnel vision. So, because there's so much money being funneled through each side, and like I said, money got power, so you can get corrupt in those systems. Now, there are good people in those systems. I think a lot of people that choose to go Democrat, they are blind, and that's why they go that way. But you got corruption on both sides. So, yeah, I think there are powers that can play puppeteer for both sides, but not to say they're completely, not to take the individuality out of it and just make it a complete collective thing.
That's the main reason why we do not consider ourselves Republicans, for that main reason of the corruption at the top.
Yeah. So I feel like when people say that, when Black people say, oh, it's, controlled by the same entity, it's like, okay, cool. Let's say that is true, right? Why is it that Black people all vote one way then? You know what I mean?
Way.
I feel like there you go. Y'all just, so I feel like if there's a power in charge and they know that Black people are going to vote one way, basically we're controlled and we're predictable. And I feel like if we are able to switch our vote anytime we want, then the powers that be have to account for that change in the glitz in the matrix and say, wait, hold up, what's this? What's going on? And it kind of puts the people in charge on their heels because now they don't know what to account for.
That's how it's supposed to be.
And then my other rebuttal was, like you said, it's not about Democrat and Republican for us. This is about the people versus fake news in the state. You know what I mean? Or the powers that be. Yeah. And what people say I'm aligning with conservatives, it's like I'm not aligning with conservatism per se. I'm aligning with the conservative people that believe in the nuclear family, freedom of speech, and 2A. We're aligned based upon principles, not based upon party. And I think that's where people get messed up.
There you go.
That's key.
Hope been told you, boy. He been told you now. That's true, man. That's true, man.
We're going to move into a little bit of pop culture with these next few questions. Kanye said slavery was a choice on TMZ.
Easy.
Right?
Easy.
Bruh.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I think Kanye is a coon and I want my 400 years back. Thank you very much. No,
man. I loved it. I love when people say stuff that piss people off and send people off the rails. It makes my day, especially when it's true. I'm like, it's the truth. It's pretty true. I mean, it's a sour statement. I understand that because of the pain and the scar that's there. But like y'all outnumber these people. Just like now, we outnumber these people. We outnumber the politicians. We vote them in, but still we fear them because of their position.
And I think we really like the whole PC. That's another thing that Trump has done. He's killed the whole PC narrative that's been pushed. Like 8 years of Obama. I mean, he go to other countries and it's just like, boo, get out of here, Negro. But you got Trump coming in and it's like, is he gonna bomb us or is he not? So we got respect again, and that's because he's killing the PC nature. Now, when you talk about what Kanye said what he said because he's Kanye. He doesn't know how to formulate words and try to change it around and make it more presentable and wrap it up and tie it up in the pig in a blanket. Tell you how you feel straight up. Now, many people after that statement came to us and they was like, "Yeah, I understood what he said, but he could have said it but." I'm like, if you understood what he said, what he was saying, then why you tripping? You know, He said what he said, and you understood it. You comprehended that, which means he said exactly what he needed to say, the way he needed to say it, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Because people know Kanye. They try to put him in the coon category, racist, whatever, so they can call him names. But most people understood what he was saying.
Oh yeah,
you know,
act like that.
Yeah.
I've been riding with Kanye from the beginning just because he's been a pioneer to just go against what's been the norm. In hip hop, the norm was drugs and violence, and he came with this music that was just the complete opposite of that. And then, when he said George Bush don't care about black people and it pissed off white people. I loved it.
George Bush does not care about black people.
Yeah. Like, I love that moment because it was just so off script. I feel like everything in this world is so scripted and it's disgusting. Like, I rebelled and I was like, I'm not going to wear any suits anymore because I feel like suits are like a way to disguise. It's stealthy. It's a way to be sneaky. If you ever want to rob somebody, put on a suit. You know what I'm saying? If you ever want people to think you're dumb, just dress down. So yeah, black church, exactly. So you're gonna get hell for that.
Oh, but, yes, I am.
I love Trump for that. Everybody says, oh, what he says, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, it's been so long that we've had politicians that have been so scripted. And I'm like, they're just lying or they're just reading whatever their press secretary wrote up for them or their PR agent wrote up for them. Who's going to be the one that's going to speak from the heart and actually say what they mean at the time, even though it's not politically correct? I hate political correctness. So when people say, oh, look what Trump said, I'm like, I may not like the way he worded it. I might not like might not like what he said. Although most of the time I do like what he says. But the fact that he's off the cuff is like, wow, that's a real person that we're looking at here. This is not fake. This is a real person that's behind the computer tweeting or behind the phone tweeting or in our office that's tweeting, which makes me trust him more than Obama or any other politician. So
but what about this? What about this argument that because we get a lot of this too. This argument when you say that I like what he says, I love what he's saying because he's not being PC. But you have to understand he has a platform, and that platform, when he's saying things, the things that he says can have an adverse effect on society. What about that?
That's that. See, that's that soy boy mentality. That's what happens when a woman's voice is too loud and you don't have enough masculinity in the house or in, you know what I'm saying? This is
nuclear family.
Right,
yeah, this is what happens when the gender roles get swapped, And I believe that women have a role and have a say-so in all of this, but you can tell when emotions override logic. And when you got emotions override logic,
go, brother.
You gonna make a whole lot of bad decisions. So that's always my response to that.
True.
Now recently, people are complaining. They said Trump said Aretha worked for him, and people didn't like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like this. Anybody that you paying and you got a venue, you got an event going on, and somebody comes to sing for you. They come to sing at the event. Now you throwing the event. They come to sing at the event and you pay them. They just work for you. They did a job for you. That's working for you. That's what he was talking about.
I love Aretha. She's worked for me many times.
But people don't own businesses though. People don't run businesses, so they don't understand that side.
Yeah.
They're always the employee.
Mm-hmm.
They never understand the other side.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Because they're looking at it like, okay, Trump saying that he owned Aretha, basically. Like,
yeah, that's how they do it.
I got to go to this 9 to 5 on Monday morning, and my boss owned my behind until 3:30.
Right.
True.
Anybody wants to ask a question or chime in, just go ahead and hit the super chat, and we'll go ahead and ask that question live here. So yesterday, Michael Eric Dyson, the black guy who likes to use a whole bunch of words and say nothing, the same black guy who got his ass whooped by Jordan Peterson during the Monk debate, completely embarrassed the black community, if you ask me. Jordan Peterson, if you're listening, next time you facing off against one of these black liberals or black leftists, call Hotep Jesus and I will be your token black man to defend you. because I don't like the way they represent us, and we need voices on both sides to combat fools like that. But yesterday, Michael Eric Dyson took the podium or the pulpit at Aretha Franklin's funeral and used it. Him and Al Sharpton used it to attack Trump. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I think Reverend Al Sharpton there needs to learn some RESPICT. Yeah, that's what I think Al Sharpton need to do. He need to learn some of that RESPICT that he talks about so graciously. But yeah, oh dude, man. I mean, just using the platform, and it's funny. Man. It's funny because like when you looking at political political realm right now, you had Aretha's funeral going on, but you also had John McCain's funeral being broadcast as well. And there's so many people, we obviously know now, like everybody's in love with him now, when before they were bashing him when he was running years ago. But anyway, they're saying that you shouldn't be talking bad about, John McCain because politicizing his funeral, basically. Don't politicize it. Don't politicize it. He's dead. Let the man rest in peace. Yeah, but we can come over here and we can politicize Aretha's funeral. We can use this platform here we're gonna stand on top of her grave right here, and we're gonna basically use this to bash the president. We making it political.
See, they mad. They was angry. I think they should have got down there with Bill and stood behind Ariana and got some smiles on and like Bill did in the background. I think they would have felt they would have done that.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Like, yeah, Bill Clinton. You see Bill Clinton looking at Ariana Grande, like he was looking up and down, like,
yeah, Willie was excited.
Yeah, that was messed up. But yeah, just politicizing her funeral, man. I mean, that's kind of messed up. And then to come out, you're hypocritical. That's another reason I cannot stand, the Democratic Party, because it's like, or leftists, it's like really hypocritical, man. Like you say, don't do this, don't politicize this, and then you turn around and boom. And then some people can say that, okay, the Republicans do it as well. But I mean, I see so much more of it when we're talking about leftists than on the right. You see them.
You're black and you do so like that, you selling your own people.
Yep.
Yeah, we're talking about unity and your own people, but you selling your own people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Back into slavery, right? Basically, which is what Kanye was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt the same. I was really embarrassed. Here's what I felt. I felt like they knew the visibility of this event. They knew the popularity. They knew it was going to be aired and everybody was going to be watching. And I felt like they had a meeting.
Mr. Clinton's doing it.
I feel like they had a meeting. And they said,
yeah,
we can use this opportunity to excoriate Donald Trump, because the midterm elections are coming up. And that's
true,
what I felt like
true.
this was. And I really felt bad because this should have been a moment of celebration of her life, and we wasted valuable moments.
Because when I
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, because when I heard about it, the funeral and everything, when I heard the Clintons were there, I was like, what the piss? The Clintons, what they doing there? Because it brought me back to the 2016, where it was like, okay, you got Beyonce, Jay-Z coming up on stage, and they bringing Hillary Clinton out. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? They're politicizing this, and they're using them. You talk about using people. People talk about Charlie using us. The Democrats, this is Jay-Z and Beyonce, y'all like kings and queens, and they got Hillary Clinton coming out on stage like, what? And this is like Aretha Franklin, man. I mean, my God. And you got the Clintons up there, like, speaking of stuff, like, come on. Y'all not see what's going on here? It's too many comparisons there, man.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I liked Stevie's remarks. Stevie last year, he was at a anti-gun rally, or so I forget what rally it was, but they were talking about guns, and he said, "Black lives can't matter." I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, "Black lives can't matter if we're killing ourselves." And I remember at the time that some left-wing so-called black publications, which we know are white-run, lambasted him for those comments. And of course, the millennial Blavity Black lambasted him for those comments as well. And then what I saw funny yesterday was he he said Black Lives Matter. And I agree. Of course they matter. You know, it goes without being said. And everybody clapped. You know, this black woman had her fist up. Like, you know, it was the best thing ever said. And then right after that, he goes, all lives matter. And it wasn't the same clap. It wasn't the same clap. I felt like they wanted to cancel him, but it was too late.
Yeah. That is hilarious, man. Yeah, I missed that. I missed that one, but that is hilarious. It's like, what? Applause go. I think, Stevie probably did it on, intentionally too, to see the response that they was gonna get.
To see it.
See what they're gonna
say. All right, so we're gonna wind down here. I got another last question here. Our queen, our black queen of the right, the Joan of Arc of the right, the Cleopatra of the right wing, the feminine energy of the right wing,
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Candace Owens.
Oh, Candace. Oh, Candace.
How do you feel about Candace Owens?
Hey, man. Hey. When the thing is, man, when you see somebody on social, whether it's social media, whether you're seeing them on the news, or whether you're just hearing a soundbite from them, you can draw some preconceived notions on an individual based off those things. And a lot of times it can be more negative than good, But when you actually sit down, and have a face-to-face, one-on-one conversation with an individual, you can kind of start to see their mindset. You can kind of feel where they're coming from on a deeper, even a spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much deeper when you actually sit there and have the conversation. So, man, all I can say is I have nothing but love for the sister, and the stuff that's going down with her, and where she is now. So, I mean, she's down to earth, and I really ain't got. I mean, she fire and fury now. She got the fire and fury with her for sure. So, I mean, I love what she's doing, and a lot of people try to back up, and that's what a lot of people do. They even the right now, they'll look back into her past and be like, pulling stuff up that's like that maybe nobody didn't know, but it's like, okay, she said that she was a liberal, which means that everything up until her awakening or red pill moment would be liberal. Exactly. So it's like, come on. Now, looking at it now, it's like she's doing so much to hurt the left.
If she was a sleeper cell, she can't never go back.
I'm like, hey, she doing a lot to hurt the left. I don't know if you can say, a lot of people are still saying, no, she's not really conservative. She's not really this. She's not really that. And she might not be in that echo chamber or putting that title on her, which I mean, she is, but you can say she is or she isn't, whatever you perceive a conservative to be, but she's without a doubt hurting the left, without a doubt. So,
Oh yeah, whatever she says she is, her actions are helping the right.
Yeah, so her case. Yeah.
What can she do?
Yeah.
If she lying, she a real bad. She in a bad situation.
Yeah.
She gonna hurt herself more than anybody.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I got a lot of love for Candace.
I love it all.
Oh yeah. So YBLS is coming up in late October. Will y'all be there?
Oh, we right down the road, man.
We right down the road. We right down the road. We got to go to that corrupt place, man.
And bring people where they can find
guns, though. That's the only
problem. That's true. Tell the people where they can find y'all.
Well, you can find us as the Hayes Brothers. We're on there. They don't like us too much, but come check us out.
We're on the corrupt Twitter and IG
and
Facebook as Brothers Hayes. So, find us at Brothers Hayes on those three platforms there. So everything is at Brothers Hayes other than the YouTube channel, which is the Hayes Brothers.
You know what I saw was funny was I saw a lot of people talking about their QFD ban was lifted, their shadow ban was lifted because Twitter has to show up to the Senate hearing next week. to talk about,
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Oh.
Yeah, but a lot of people are posting screenshots like before and after, like here's my QFD band and it's lifted now, and it's just like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know that there's some powers that be that are also fighting for the right side too as well, or we wouldn't have a chance, but we do have a chance. You can clearly see that there is a chance.
Oh yeah. They killing us. YouTube killing us. They hit us early. We need to know.
Yeah, YouTube's shadow banning y'all, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
So they hit us. Our first video, the first video we made had what? How many? 460-something thousand views, something like that. And after that, like the views started dropping. And like I said, at that time we didn't know nothing. We just on here making videos.
Yeah.
Like our wives won't listen to us, so we're gonna talk to the world on YouTube.
Yeah.
And see if they'll listen.
Yeah, but everything's they put stuff in the spam, like
in the spam folder.
Yeah.
A lot of our comments went in the spam folder.
Or they'll delete them.
Or they'll delete them right up. Folks like, man, we commented on your video, we don't see it. Or we subscribed, our subscribers go down five subscribers. I mean, it's a lot of crazy.
Yeah. And people are like, yeah, we're subscribed. We don't get videos from you guys anymore. I'm like, yeah, we still be posting like that. We don't get videos from you guys anymore. They're not even coming up on our feed. Like, and then of course monetization, obviously that's out the window.
Oh, yeah,
like time we post a video, it's like demonetized, and it's like we don't understand it, but we already know what the deal is. So
put them up there. We don't care.
David Harris Jr. had his page shadow banned. He showed the analytics from there where he went from 97,000, 140,000, blah 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 to like 0, just like it happened to PragerU.
YouTube?
This was on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, his impressions were just like deleted basically. They were just not showing his content to people. Who's the brother? Unite America First. What's his name again?
Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. Thank you. His name always slips my mind. Will Johnson is now on a 30-day Facebook suspension.
I heard about that. Yeah.
It's on my page, the monkey video where he was, talking about how monkey
the monkey video. Black. Yeah,
monkey. Yeah, I love it. Free my brother Will Johnson and Unite America First.
Yeah, free Will.
Will, come on over to Twitter, brother. It's a little bit safer over there.
It's more corrupt, but
on Instagram, man, we've been hitting Instagram up pretty good, but they took a bunch of our promotions down last night because they said I put up a picture of me shooting an AR-15, and it was like, this doesn't fit our guidelines because it's promoting what is
political content.
It's political content. So I went back. I was like, I'm appealing this. A picture of a man shooting an AR-15 is not political. So then they went back and looked at all of our promotions, and they had guns in them, and they took all of them down. It was like,
even the ones that were being promoted at the time for like 3 days, they just deleted them, took them down.
You're pushing for gun rights, and you trying to get people to buy guns, so we taking you down. I was like, what's real?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know IG was that bad.
When Instagram hit you up, you gotta just be like, okay, no doubt, massa. You got it, boss. They took my account. I had like 20,000 something followers.
They straight murdered you, man.
They murdered you.
Yeah, they got me out of the paint.
I was rest in peace, Hotel. Hotel hit me up. He hit me up on daggone Twitter. He was like, bro, can you add me back in? I'm locked up.
Oh yeah. I definitely did hit y'all like, yo, please help. But I'm back.
That was dirty,
man. You back on strong, brother. No doubt. And it's good to see you back, man. No doubt about it, brother.
Yeah. I'm Hotep Jesus 2 now on Instagram for anybody who wants to.
Yeah, Hotep Jesus 2. He got reincarnated. He done became the phoenix and risen from the ashes. Like, God, no. He's reloaded, man. Like, 2.
It's 2.
He rose again. He rose.
I gotta build my account back up to over 10K followers. You in Instagram stories you can't link until you hit 10K followers. So I'm trying to get back to 10K followers on Instagram so I can do the swipe up link thing. I'm at like 2,600 now, and so hopefully things work out. But
Yeah, hopefully so, man. That's crazy.
Hell yeah. But great chat with you, brothers. It was a lot of fun, a lot more fun than I expected. You know, not to say, not to dish out, but like I had a lot of fun talking to y'all.
What you trying to say, dude?
Nah, not like that. I thought we was gonna have like a discussion, but it was it was really fun, and I think that the people enjoyed it too. We had a lot of people come in, and a lot of people seem engaged, and it just you guys exceeded my expectations. Not that I had low expectations, you just exceeded my expectations for this discussion, and I had a lot of fun with y'all because we didn't get a chance to kick it in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? So this is our first time, really kicking it. But thank you for coming on,
no doubt.
And we got to do this again sometime.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. We appreciate the opportunity, brother, and the knowledge that you present, man. We appreciate everything, bro.
All right, no doubt. I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the thumbs up, comment, and share this broadcast. Hayes Brothers, Hotep Jesus signing out.
You got it.